to Beyond the Lines. My name is Sarah, I'm the artist behind Pinselgeschichten, and this series is all about the colors. Today it's gonna be the Faber Castell Artist Brush Pitt pens, and you cannot look, that's why the box is still closed, because they are sorted and I know where the markers are, but you don't, so please close your eyes and I will guide your hand to the box and you please draw 3 markers. Close. Oh no, not the comics. Honey, hold it. So give me your hand. Oh, the other one, okay. This is the box. There's 4 lines. Please draw 3 markers. It's not a typewriter. Okay, number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Thank you. No. 3 is enough, sweetheart. No. Oh, no, please. No, I gotta sort them. No. Stop, babe, stop. You can open your eyes. And the colors I'm gonna use today is light indigo, dark sepia, and sky blue. And I do like the blue-brown combination. So let's see what I can do with them. So you just saw which pens Daniel chose for me. I hope you enjoyed that. It's been actually a year or 2 ago that we filmed all of the videos where he chose those supplies for those 3 color challenges for me. And well, let's see if I can grow my hair back to that length until, well, we're in some more color challenges down the line, beyond the line, haha, pun. But what I wanted to tell you is that I worked in this tree, it's inspiration, dream, journey, something like that. It's a coloring book by EMF, and it's a very nice one that I like to have for exactly those purposes, the color combinations, testing them out. And I did this particular page and you can see how it comes together and why I choose to have what color where. I hope you enjoy and see you then. All right, let's see what I can do with those colors. So I decided on doing something with this particular piece here and work with the 3 colors. I'm going to start with those swirls here and just see how I can have maybe a tiny bit of contrast there. So I'm going in with the lightest color, solid. And then I'm going to feather in the sky blue. The nice thing about those markers is that you can put a few layers on top, and depending on the paper weight that you have, you can actually, well, have quite a bit of layers before the marker goes through. So this is a rather thick paper, so you see nothing went through here. And in this particular page, I only use those Faber Castell markers, so nothing goes through there. This is a bit of a thicker paper, I'd say 90 grams, but on other paper you can also add quite a bit of pigment before those markers go through. Others bleed a bit more. For example, the Tombos, for me personally, they bleed a bit more. I do have quite the juicy ones, it seems. So I'm being a bit more careful with them. But let's focus on this one here. So the good thing is that Daniel gave me 2 markers of pretty much the same family. They actually sit next to each other almost in the box. So he gave me colors that went well together, or they do go well together. Like any blue and brown really go nicely with each other. They're usually called Renaissance colors almost, because they are tones that painters back in the day used fairly often and that work really nice with each other. And I'm going to also work with white space here today, not only in the middle where there's nothing that I want to color, but also in those borders, in that thing that I'm actually gonna color here. Gonna leave some things white, some items. Just gonna go around here and fill in what I think should be light blue. That's actually the majority, I'd say. Because I want the brown to almost be the accent color. And I do like those tinier books where there's no scenery, like in all of the Joanna Basford's or the Hannah Carlson's, all of the big famous coloring books where there's a whole scenery, like the one that I'm gonna work in next week, what's it called? Talking Miss King. The Outlander coloring book. There's a whole scenery there. And I don't like to test color combinations or things in these kinds of books. I like to actually have some that are like the one that I'm currently working in here for exactly that purpose, just to test colors, to maybe go in and grab some colors blindly, or have a randomizer going on that chooses colors for me, and just play with color combinations. Because I have my go-to color combinations that I know work super well and that I really like in my kind of artwork, not only coloring books, but in paintings that I do. And sometimes I need to think out of the box. It's kind of like, well, they're called go-to colors for a reason. It's sometimes maybe a bit too easy for me to, well, have great color combinations, but they're all the same. So once in a while I challenge myself to, well, think out of the box and, well, just be brave and have a blind color choice going on or a randomized color choice going on, and maybe find some cool combination there that I didn't think that it would work, or that I had never tried like that. So let's go around and around and around. Also, these color books here, the smaller ones, I find that they're less intimidating than the story-heavy ones, like the real big ones would maybe be. So when you're starting out, something like this would actually maybe be a bit less intimidating and daunting to you if you're new to coloring. The nice thing about those Faber Castell Pitt brush pens here, those markers, is that they're rather juicy. I have had mine for the longest time. They're really juicy. And they blend super well with each other, and you don't have those marker lines or those dots that you sometimes have with cheap markers. You don't have them as much with this particular brand, though you see I'm not really being very particular on where I'm gonna color what and how often I go back and forth. There's other markers I'm gonna have one day, soonish, I think. I'm having a one of these challenges here with the cheap grocery store markers, and there's gonna be a difference. Just the way they behave on paper. And I do use the grocery store ones once in a while too, especially if I'm really just sketching out an idea or something, or a color combination. And they really leave those typical marker marks on the page. That's fine. They do have their space in my studio, and I use them for particular things. So that's fine. So I'm just feathering in the dark blue, darker blue. It's not really a dark blue. But I do like the combination of those blues with the upcoming brown. You will see that. Disadvantage with those tangly pieces here is they're printed weirdly sometimes, so you don't know if it's supposed to be a white space or not. So you have to make up your mind on what you want it to be. Sometimes print is not cohesive all the way through. Going around the page for all of that, just like I did on the lower part, all of the swirls in the background with just the two blues. And for time's sake, I'm going to time-lapse that for you, because it's the same thing over and over again. Now that I have the blues down, I have to decide what I want to accent with the brown. Now I could have those tiny little baubles white, but I'm gonna go the opposite direction and have those brown. And use the white space somewhere else. So I'm just gonna dot all of those little bubbles with my dark brown. And I really like those particular tones, how they work together. The very dark brown and the very light blues. They make for nice contrast, and you can use that color combination for anything that is a winter scene, so a snowy or an icy scene. You can also use it for anything that is wood and water. That works really well. It does also for some spring paintings, flower-wise, like you have a very dark tree or a branch or something, and then you have some very light blue blossoms there, like maybe a magnolia or something. That works really well. And I like it for well, still life in regards to dishes or other pottery, like terracotta with a glaze or something. I really like that color combination for that. And last but not least, I really like it for architecture. So this is a very versatile color combination. Can be used in pretty much anything real life. And it has a very nice contrast going on, and can use those colors for what I just named, and you're probably gonna be good. Won't have any trouble at all. And it doesn't matter what medium you use that color combination in. It works in every medium. It's one of the classics, the brown and the light blue. So there I have my baubles. I need a bit more of the brown. And now I have to decide where I want to have my white space. I'm thinking the inner parts of the flowers for sure. They're gonna be white space. I'm debating if I want the leaves to have white space too. But I will see that once I have the flowers down. But you see here, you don't have to use every line of patterns that might be given to you in a coloring book. You just choose the ones that you want to work with. And if you use those color combinations on your own artwork, well then, you can just follow your own line work if you have any. Very simple. Boop. There's the start of another flower, I think. I don't mind if I goes over some of the lines that are printed in those very fine flowers here. I just want to have a consistent art style or line work, coloring, brush stroke going on, instead of being exactly in the lines as they were printed, because some of them are way too tiny for my marker. And that is fine too. Okay, next one's here. So I'm just going around the page and fill in those flowers. And you can see how much this makes for a contrast, and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to have the leaves be brown too, because I just see as this comes along that yes, I want to work with white space, but it's maybe a bit too much of a white space there, or I have to feather something in, or just outline the leaves maybe, because some of them are exactly on those flowers, those blossoms, so there's no contrast then between the leaves and the flowers if I color them solid brown. Maybe I just color some of them solid brown and the others just with an outline maybe. That is all the possibilities that I have, but I'm gonna decide that, like I said, once I have my flowers down here. But it's a nice thing to also use the time while you work on a certain part of a painting or with a certain color in a coloring book on a particular part, to think ahead and see, okay, this is what I could do, especially when you work with limited colors or limited palette. This is what I could do with the colors that I have. These are the different kinds of styles that I could apply this color to make things look different. And that is a nice task that you can already perform in your mind while your hand still works on coloring the first part. And it also kind of makes you feel like it's all step by step by step. You're never overwhelmed, you're never disappointed with, oh, what I don't know what to do next, or I'm unsure. Just think in your mind ahead while you do something else, and then choose the option you like best. And you can work rather swift and efficient, so time efficient that is. We all only have so many hours in the day to be able to do artwork, so to not waste that time, which we sometimes could feel like, I'd suggest to use part of your brain while you do something, especially something like coloring, to already think about the next task or the next color that you want to use if you work like with an unlimited palette maybe. Just saying, it could help make the experience even cooler. It doesn't feel so much like grinding through something, but it's, I want this, I want that, I want that, go. You know? It's very satisfying, that feeling. Almost done. Almost to the point where I give it a final look over and then decide what to do with the leaves. And I currently am tending towards some of them I'm gonna color solid and some of them I'm just outlining. That's currently my favorite in my brain. But I will see how it looks in 3 blossoms. If I still like that idea best. Let's take a look. Yep, definitely gonna go with most of the leaves are gonna be solid because it's just very busy right now with all of the swirls and I need something to ground it, to calm it down, and there's too much white. And those those brown tiny spots don't do the trick. I need some more, so I'm going to color all of the leaves that are not touching a flower. I'm gonna color them solid brown, or that are adjacent to a flower, like they're here, so I can distinguish the shapes. But here and here, I'm just gonna outline them maybe. I'm doing the same again all around the page. So instead of having something to add to make it maybe not as flat, I have to tone things down with this particular pattern. It is very busy, it is very swirly whirly. So I definitely need solid spots that are kind of flat. They're colored in one tone only, no feathering in another color, nothing, because that all amps up the busyness. And by just filling in parts solid in one color, you calm something down, especially if you choose the darker color for that. So brown being way darker than the blue. Oh, I forgot a flower. Gotta fill that in. And if you have enough of the objects on your artwork that you can fill in with that one flat color, that will calm things down. If it's just one item that you can color flat and that isn't super big, well, then it's kind of difficult to calm down a page. But with all of those leaves here, there's actually enough of them so that I can calm down the page. I think that's all that I need to do to have this particular page completed. Don't think that I need to add anything else. The other thing that I could have done is to color the white section here in the middle solid in one color, it being the blue, one of the blues, or the mid-tone blue or the brown, doesn't matter, and then have the lights on top in those swirly bits here. That would have been a possibility too, and then either have the swirls or all of those flower bits here be the white space. That would have worked as well, but I just had decided that I don't want to fill in the midsection here. So sometimes it's just it's the same color combination that you maybe use over and over again, but you use them in a different way. So using the darks either to amp up something or to calm a piece of art down, a page in a coloring book or whatever, your own drawing or painting or something. And you can always have one color, especially when you have three tones that work really well together. You can have one color always be the focal point, almost the princess, and the other two colors are supporting. And that kind of depends excuse me, That kind of depends on what colors you have. I need to have a sip of tea. That's better. I don't have a scratchy voice anymore. By just outlining a few of these leaves, they still add to the busyness and the interest in this particular page, but there is enough to counteract all of that white space busyness. Just a few more and I'm done. That is my 3 color challenge for the Faber Castells. There's more coming up, so for every section of this show there's gonna be one of the challenges here. But for now, that is how I would work with blue and brown in combo. I hope you enjoyed and maybe learned something that is helpful for you in your own artwork or your own coloring. What you could work with as a solid combo for certain things. Maybe you got some ideas on what you could paint, draw, or color with this particular color combination. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. There's also going to be a blog post with the close-up photos and again the numbers of those particular pens and the names and everything. I'm gonna be back next week. I'm gonna, since I just finished the yellow section of this particular show and have my 3 color challenge done, I can go back to the Outlander coloring book and do a whole scenery there and show you some things there that I like to do in my coloring books or also in other artwork. I hope you tune in next Thursday for the next Beyond the Lines show, coming back, like I said, with Outlander. And take good care. If you liked this video, thumbs it up, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe. I would love to have you as a subscriber for artwork, for weekly vlogs, and for board game podcasts. That's all that's on the channel here. So enjoy, take care, have a wonderful day, and I'm gonna see you next week on the show. Bye!